Page 22, Mazurka in F major. On pages 20 and 21, they're introducing you to some information about the key signature involving one flat. That is F major and D minor. They're relative to each other because they share the same key signature. One flat. This is where I encourage you, go to my scale videos for F major and D minor and learn them, one octave up and down. Now the book goes 2 octaves. If you already know them, you can go 2 octaves. But if you don't know them, I recommend you only go 1 octave first. Because I find it easier if I just bite off a little bit at a time, rather than saying, screw that, I'm in a hurry, I'm going to go all the way. No, usually that backfires and you end up not learning a whole lot. It gets frustrating. It's very difficult. So on page 20, they're giving you the fingering for the F major scale. Fourth finger is on here. See, that major scale is different in the right hand than the other scales. Here, and then the fourth finger is the turnaround finger. You don't use a little finger at all. And the left hand at the bottom of it's fingered the same as the other scales because the black key doesn't get in the way. And then the D minor scale. Again, you could use the natural minor, but we use the harmonic minor, just raise the play C sharp instead. I explain it all in the scale videos. Go watch them and do it. Do the accents and the wrist drop thing. I explain the technique all in there. Then on page 21, they have the chords and their inversions, the F chord and the D minor chord. You need to know the primary chords, the 1, 4, and the 5, 7 in each of these eventually if you don't know them yet. Now for the Mazurka, that's what I want to talk about. 3/4 time, it's a Mazurka. A Mazurka is a dance in 3/4 time. It's not a waltz, but it is still a 3/4 time dance. And it's in 1 flat, we're in the F major, what's in the title, it's in F major. Take it one hand at a time, we have dotted rhythms. So that A and the C are all on beat 1. So the half note comes on beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the 16th note is a short note. 1 E-enda, 1 E-enda, 2, 3, 1 E-enda. Don't forget the B flat. If you're coming down, just reach down. And measure 8 at the bottom. 1, 2, cross over. Then a triplet. 1 enda, 1 enda. 1 enda, 2, 3. Now be careful because you just played a triplet. You may want to turn the dotted rhythm in the next measure into a triplet. That's a triplet. Don't. That 16th note's got to be short. Keep it short. And on measure 11, for the half, I recommend 4th finger on the half note. Here, because I need 5th finger on the next measure. Then do it again, cross over, it's 3, 2, 1. It's different fingering than we did before. Before it was just a 1 here, but because the pattern that came in for it, we can't do that. We have to play the first one with 3rd finger. But we want thumb on the end. And again, a measure 15, 4th finger on the half note, because we need 5th finger for the A, and you can do a 1-5 if your hand is small enough, or 2-5 otherwise. And then reach up and come up. Triplet. And see, here we got a triplet and a dotted rhythm next to each other. Don't play them the same. It would be this. Ba-da-da-da-da. Triplet, 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 triplet. No, the dotted rhythm's got to be short. There, so make it short. Triplet, 1 E-enda, 2 E. Triplet, triple. 3rd finger. Keep these short. 3 E-enda. They got a motif. Remember the motif is just a pattern, a short little pattern, and the sequence is you're repeating that going down. We're going to finger it the same. The first one is sometimes fingered different, but once you get going in a sequence, I like to finger them the same. So it's going to be 1/4 each time. And the last one, you got to go way down. Little finger, because it's a stretch to use 4. And then the coda at the bottom is just... Okay. And again, I try and play all of that connected for now. Left hand's just broken chords. You got the F chord or the 1 chord, then the 4 chord. You reach down. If your hand's small enough, even there's no black key here, you might still be able to do it. Otherwise, you got to do that. That's a stretch. So if you can, do the fingering in the book. Then again, now here, going from measure 4 to measure 5, here to here. If it's easier for you, use 3rd or 4th finger on that. If I use 3rd, I'm using 3rd twice. I can do that. If I use 4, then I can use 3rd. It's up to you. You can use 5th if you want. Whichever. Measure 7 is here. And you're doing that. You're doing this some more. Don't see anything tricky in the left hand. Put the hands together. Here, slowly. Again, I'm playing all of this connected here. Hold that half note down. Now it's the rest in the left hand. Weird. It's what's written, I don't know. Hold the half note down and so forth. And once you can do that, get rid of the hesitations. It can be nice and slow, it's fine, but no hesitation. The beat has to be steady. Then we have the articulation. Lift, lift, lift. Now on measure 4 going into 5, I would suggest you connect all that. To me, the 8th notes just lead into it, and I connect them. Left hand, you have a chuck chuck. Now here, you can't connect the repeated notes, but don't play them real short either. In measure 4, they are staccato. Short staccato. Kind of nice to have the contrast there. And the measure 7 is staccato. That's not. You can't stay on it very long. You got to come down here and then, all right, whatever. Then going on, it starts staccato and then not. Don't know why, but they did. So make a difference between the staccato notes and the not staccato notes. Put the hands together. Here I'm measures 12 and 13, I'd connect all that together. I wouldn't separate it. get that staccatos and the legatos. You have to work out very carefully because the hands are doing different things. Then we can add the dynamics. Moderately soft, whatever you think moderately soft is, the left hand has to be very soft. Until you get down to the bottom, you have a decrescendo and measure 8. Here, play this super soft. Now all of a sudden you went up to moderately loud. The left hand has to be under that. But it's all of a sudden you went up. So it's a measure 7. And I'll measure 15, slow down a little bit and get louder. Sforzando is for the right hand. A sforzando, remember, is like the strongest accent you can have. It's a major accent. Don't, it's got to be a musical, so claps the wrist when you do that. Just loud. Just for that one note. Now we're loud and an accent. In the right hand, the left hand can come up a little bit, but keep it under. And that tempestoso thingamajigger, well, they have a note at the bottom. It means stormy, like a tempest is a storm. This is it, but do it musically. Yeah. And then measure 19 or 20, you come down a little bit and slow down. Moderately soft. Left hand has to be, again, very soft. And the odd tempo is in the next measure. Now this is tricky. They give you a retardando for one beat and then you take off. Well, it's their way of telling you, hold up just a little bit. Normally they wouldn't give you anything, you just feel this. So you're going along at whatever speed you're going. You just slow and then take off. So you're slowing down and getting softer because you were loud. And then the odd tempo means take off. Slow down, go back down, and then the DC all coda sends you back to the beginning. DC, go to the beginning. The coda sign is at the end of the second line there. And then you jump to the coda. You're moderately soft here, and you're going to slow down and go up to loud. And the coda, the top note, that's what we want. Everything else is under it. But be careful on that. It's easy to drown out this when you do that. So on that F, make that just sort of a moderately soft, moderately loud. Careful on that. Then we get the speed. Well, allegretto. And it's between moderato and allegro. I call it the fun speed. Just whatever you think it is. It's got to be accurate first, but. To be accurate. And then on top of that they want pedal. You don't need pedal on this. You do just fine without it. But let's talk about it. And again, Faber is just doing their typical pedaling. Oh, you pedal pretty much everything. Well, if I do that, this is what it sounds like. It's overlapping. And if that's okay with you, go with it. I would suggest we alter it just a little bit. Make it bounce along a little more. So I'm going to use a typical waltz pedal here. And I'm only going to pedal the first beat of the measure, just to reinforce the natural accent. So it's here. I want to hear the silence. I can still pedal even at the bottom. I can still pedal the first beat. Get to measure 15 because it's slowing down and we're getting louder, I can pedal that all the way. Here, and then remember the triplets are slow now, and then you take off, and again back to just the first beat of the measure. There are different ways of pedaling. You have to experiment with the sound and how the pedal is affecting the sound, and you decide what you want to do. Now at the end, on the coda, they're not pedaling anything till the half note. You have to experiment, and it's up to you and what you want to hear in your interpretation. If you have a teacher, it'll be up to them and what you want to hear. I'd like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics, and I can't slow down and all that stuff, but we'll go ahead and do the DC all coda thing. So I'll give us 3 counts. Let's just try it very slowly together. I'm going to pedal it as I suggested. You can pedal it like in the book or however you pedal or whatever. It's fine. 1, ready, go.